welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about Subtropical Storm Wanda, which has formed in the Atlantic. So let's get things started off with the current statistics of this storm. Wanda currently has maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour, minimum central pressure of 990 millibars, and is moving west at 1 mile per hour. So, moving on to the warnings and cone. So, right now, Wanda's kind of doing a loop. It was moving to the east, now it's moving to the west and the south. Full 360, and will eventually start to move toward the north. Through the day on Monday and Tuesday, it's turning toward the north, and then on Wednesday, it's fully moving toward the north. By Thursday, it takes a turn to the east and goes post-tropical on Friday, as it's already subtropical. So let's take a look at the arrival time of winds with wind speed probabilities turned on. Obviously, with this storm taking a S shape, no land will be impacted, plus the highest chance of tropical storm force winds is right now through Monday 2 a.m., but it doesn't go below 30% until Thursday at 8 a.m. Then it goes down to between 20 and 30%. So, let's move on here to the satellite imagery. So, currently, the storm is very small, with the center rotation right in here, but really not much thunderstorm activity outside of the very small area that just started to plume up right in here. So that is why we have a subtropical storm, but it could transfer into a tropical system if the overall storm does take better shape. So here is the current storm information. Starting off with our global and hurricane models, all generally have that S shape, but there are plenty of outliers here, so I'm not going to go into all of them, but some have it taking that turn to further to the west or further to the east, taking a sharper second turn, sharper first turn. There's a lot of factors there. Now, the GEFS has it basically doing that S shape and then coming back to the south and the west, so it's just turning and twisting all over the place. And the GEPS has it taking that first turn and really not taking a very sharp second turn. So it kind of looks like a ladle, that path. Now, the intensity guidance is pretty straightforward. This is going to remain a tropical storm for pretty much its entire lifespan until it eventually gets to the point where it's going to weaken off and die. So here is the European ensemble, which of course shows that S shape and eventually a turn back toward the south, very similar to that of the GEFS. So those two are very similar compared to the GEPS. Finally, let's take a look at the GFS. So here is Wanda, and you can see that it's going to move to the south and then back up to the north, kind of staying in the range of right around low 990s to high 980s, even down to 981 at its peak, and then eventually goes back up into the 90s and eventually the 1000s. This is, of course, Friday, when it does become post-tropical. Now, this storm is very far north, especially for this time of the year, so we will see this storm kind of remain short-lived and very weak throughout its entire lifespan. But this is potentially one of the last tropical systems that we'll have for the year. And if we do have any tropical systems within the next month, again, even though the National Hurricane Center can name storms after November 30th, the overall hurricane season ends November 30th. So at that point, we really don't see many storms getting named, but there still is a chance. And if there is any storm named, those would be using the brand new, just commissioned this year, supplemental list of hurricane names, or tropical cyclone names. So that would be very exciting to see, but at this point, since things are starting to wind down here, we're seeing a lot more of these systems shift toward, overall fall-winter systems, and we're not seeing any development out of the main development region, not seeing any storms off the coast of the East Coast form, nothing in the Central American Gyre, that's pretty much slowed all the way down. I mean, there's a chance that stuff forms, but really not. So, I guess we may end this hurricane season exactly with the last name, which would be semi-convenient. But all in all, we may end up just ending the season off with a very weak but insignificant storm, as this is basically just a fish storm, except for maybe some areas of the Azores. But overall, that is all I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and hitting the bell. And I'll see you guys next time.